Hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I review Doctor Who, The Green Death. So The Green Death is a serial from 1972 starring Jon Pertwee where there is this where there's this fungus that kills people and has them glowing green in a small in Wales, and there's this nearby chemical plant which creates this substance which kills people, giving them what is called the Green Death. And along the way, the Doctor, Unit Joe all investigate this and find giant maggots are about, and have to find a way to stop this this nasty virus from spreading. And they find that there is a fungus that will kill it, and it was discovered by accident. And then they find a way to fight back. So let's get to my likes and dislikes. First of all, I love Jon Pertwee in this. He's brilliant as the Doctor. I would also say this was probably the beginning of the end for Jon Pertwee's era as the Doctor, because Roger Delgado was killed in a car accident. Katy Manning as well, she decided to call it a day and left after this serial. It was also the season finale. It was also the finale of that season as well. And like I say, when Joe left, Katy Manning left, and when John was spending less time with Nicholas Courtney, the Brigadier, it just didn't feel right for him, and he felt like the show had started to move on, so that's when he decided to move on. But still, he does a great performance in this final serial of is it the 9th season or the 8th season? I can't remember, but still, it's a good finale to that one, and it's about 4 or 6 parts. But yeah, love Jon Pertwee. I also like Nicholas Courtney as the Brigadier, and I also love Katy Manning as Jo. And she does a great final show as well when she meets this Welsh professor named Jones. And I thought, oh, so that's how she got her name, Jo Jones, because before this I knew Jo Grant, but when she returned to the Sarah Jane adventures, we're like, okay, she's called Jo Jones. So she married a bloke called Jones, and well, that's it. That's the bloke. I also enjoyed the story, and I also like the the puppetry on the maggots. They look pretty good for its time. I mean, there was a lot of blue screen stuff going on, but the effects on the maggots were great. But I couldn't fortunately say the the same for the dragonfly that the maggots became. Well, there was one dragonfly the maggots became, and it looked terrible. It was clearly a puppet, and yeah, it just wasn't done brilliantly. But still, it was the 70s. I guess they had to make do with what they had, and they couldn't do great things with it. But yeah, like I say, the 70s, limited technical effects, so yeah, they had to make do with what they had. I did think the effects for when they had the Green Death of them glowing green were pretty much cool, how they did that at the time. I also thought, this this story was, action-packed. There was a lot of, excuse me. There was also a lot of, there was even a scene in a few episodes where Joe went down into the mines, and then the Doctor went down in the mines and to find this virus, because that's where it was starting. And like I say, there was that nearby chemical plant. I also enjoyed the setting that they were in Wales. I feel that's kind of a foreshadowing of where Doctor Who would end up being set, well, filmed, mainly, in its revived run. And yeah, I enjoyed this, but the effects for this, like I say, good effects on the maggots, but poor effects on them becoming dragonflies. Well, we only saw one become dragonfly. I also thought this was a bit of an emotional send-off for Jo, because she was leaving and the Doctor gave her a crystal that he got from Metabilis 3. Yes, the Doctor finally goes to Metabilis 3. Of course, he goes there in his final adventure on Planet of the Spiders, but we see him go there on his own on the TARDIS, because at this time his whole sentence had been lifted. Wait, no, so it can't have been 1972, it was 1973, this story. And he goes to Metabilis 3 and comes across a dark, gloomy place and giant creatures. Of course, the giant creatures, I could clearly tell that they were like footage of actual like Komodo dragons and what have you, and snakes close up to look big. And you know, the setting of Metabilis 3 was quite good, so I like the scenery for that. So this was a pretty decent serial. I enjoyed the performances in this and the story. It was nicely written, nicely acted and done. So my ratings, I'm going to give the performances a 9, the writing a 9, and the visuals, well, like I say, the puppetry on the maggots were good, but when it came to the dragonfly, it kind of took me out of it a little bit. But the visuals, I'll give the visuals a 5, because, you know, like I say, the 70s, they had to make do with what they had, not like today where the effects are way better. So those are my thoughts on the effects, and I'll give it a personal score of 8, because like I say, I enjoyed this one, I was entertained throughout it. So there we go, that's my Who review on Doctor Who The Black Death. Have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. I've been Davros the Whovian, and this has been my Who review on Doctor Who The Green Death. So, until next time, and for your life.